and the grace of heaven, the mercy of the masters, the mercy and compassion of masters, and mercy of the grand predecessors, transmitters, temple masters, for giving me this opportunity to give this class on the Dao Jing. Okay, so today we're on chapter 6. Okay, so everybody can see their screens, right? The outline, chapter 6.
No,
okay.
No.
Right, so let's start. This is a really short chapter, so maybe we can finish the lesson. Alright? Okay. I'm sharing. Oh. Anybody see? Anybody see the screen?
Yes, it's
Alright,
right.
okay.
Yes.
So, is it too small, too big? Is it good? Okay? Alright, okay, good. Alright, so chapter 6. Okay, it's traditionally called Valley Spirit, okay? That's the title, okay? Because it takes the first two words. If you notice, if you read the Dao De Jing, not in English, well, just in Chinese in general, a lot of the chapters are based on either the first few characters of the first line, occasionally in the middle of the chapter, or the last couple characters of the chapter. Usually that's how it happens, okay? Not all the time, but usually. Okay, alright. So the first sentence, and it's only like 5 sentences, or 3 sentences, sorry, 6 phrases. Okay, so the first phrase goes like, the Valley Spirit never dies. Okay, the next part, it's called the mystic female. Okay, that's how we translate so. Alright, so the first word, it literally means valley, gorge, okay? The gorge valley. Then the second word, sun, it means, day, God, spirit, soul, something that's divine, something that's spiritual. Okay, so the basic meaning of the first phrase, the Valley Spirit never dies, is that, okay, the basic meaning, okay, very general. Okay, anyway, so it's a Tao cultivator or sage here, okay, who is receptive of new ideas, tolerant of different beliefs, gentle and helpful to everyone. Displays the 3 primary characteristics of a valley. Okay, so this is very superficial meaning, okay, of this phrase. Because a valley has a cavity, right? So it's empty like a cup. So it implies that characteristics that's not attached to anything, right? It's always empty, it's always a void, okay, for example. Alright, then the second characteristic is it's big enough, it's wide enough, it has space, it's expansive enough, okay, to hold, something like a city, a town, etc., okay, or even to hold the water if you dam up the valley, okay, stuff like that. So it just means it's magnanimous, okay, magnanimity, okay. And the third characteristic is that the valley supports life, okay, it's nurturing and supportive of life. Because you don't live in the mountains, right, humans or, maybe some animals too, but usually most life, sentient beings, right, will live on the valley because there is water, right, at the top of the valley, right? Alright? Okay, so that means a sage, or Daokoda, will be a mentor, guide to lead others on the right path, or to the right path. Okay? Alright. Now, then the second phrase, right, liberation. Okay? The meaning of the first phrase, the meaning of the word, it means not dying, no death, okay, undying. It means eternal, okay? So then another meaning of the first phrase is, on a general level, on a very broad general level, as long as there's existence, the spirit or essence is immortal. The universal energy has what exists in reality and can never die off. So there is you can say, like, a spirit, for example, or a deity, a spirit in this void, that exists in a void. Okay, like that valley. I mean, valley would be a metaphor. Okay, for the void, the emptiness. You can say empty. Okay. All right. All right. So it's not what we in Chinese they call 完空 or vacuum. So it's not a vacuum where nothing exists, right? Just open, empty space, and there's nothing in that space or nothing that's occupying that space. Okay? All right. So that's what on a general level. So we have to, very, we have to understand it. Okay, that there is something, this spirit in this case, or what we say sun, right? Deity, spirit, okay. Essence. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's the very general, broad level. Then on a specific level, you can say it represents our first portal. The first treasure, the mystic portal, right? Okay. So it's the first, just like we talked about from chapter 5. Remember we talked about that, right? Chapter 5, we talked about it, right? The meaning of that phrase, right here, sorry. The meaning about keeping to the void, right? Keeping to the void, right? Chapter 5. So one of the meanings or definitions or interpretations, maybe you can say that, is that it refers to, I hope I'm not going too fast for you guys. It refers to the holding to the mystical portal. Okay? Alright, so that's from last week, right? Okay, so that's what it's implying to. Okay. Alright. Okay. So can everybody see the screen? I thought I shared it. People are not saying that they can't see the screen. Let's see. I'm sharing it. Oops, sorry.
可以啊，当然可以啊，
Let me try it again. Okay.
可以
Okay.
Yeah.
The right
All right.
right side.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Right side.
All right. So we're talking. Okay. So that's the. Okay. Now that's the broad meaning of this, right? Okay. The general meaning. Okay. Very basic. Superficial. Okay. Now let's go to the deeper meaning. The deeper meaning of Wu Sen. Okay. It has two levels. Okay. Just an external level. Externally, it represents the mystic world. Okay. Our first treasure. Okay. But internally, represents the Buddha nature, okay, which is eternal, which is immortal, our immortal true self, okay, our original nature, okay. All right. Then the meaning of the third word, or second phrase, okay, your second phrase, right? Second phrase right here, right? Okay. This is the way it's called, mystic female, okay. 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 So the meaning of that third word, Shen, is it literally means this. It literally means okay, mystical, mysterious, obscure, profound, dark. It could be dark too. It could also another meaning is dark, obscure, or very profound and stuff. Okay. And then the meaning of the last word, Ping, is literally means female animal. Okay, or a creature, female creature, or anything. Okay, or even. Okay, all right. Okay, so here's another meaning. Okay, of the second phrase. It means, this phrase, Shenpi. It's the source or mother of all things. It's first growth. So that's why we call it a female. Okay, it's a female because females give birth, right? So that's why 就是会生育。It'll give rise to, okay, growth, okay. Okay, so the basic meaning of the second phrase is of this valley spirit is the mysterious source of existence, the mother of life. Okay, you can say of all life for that matter. Okay, so that's why female, they don't use the word P. Okay, now here's the deeper meaning of those two words. Okay, the deeper meaning is that the Shen implies our true emptiness. Not a vacuum. We say not a vacuum, right? But it's true emptiness. Okay, so that there's something there. Okay, something exists, something that gives rise to everything. Okay, something that gives rise. There's a essence or energy or spirit. Some people say God. Okay, fine. That that creates everything, or that gives rise. That's a source or mother of everything. Okay, all right. So another meaning, higher meaning of this Shenpi is that it's the functions and uses of the true emptiness and marvelous existence. Okay, you can say that's the essence and the function. Okay, as one. Okay, all right. So it's like the Tao. Okay. So another meaning of the line of this first line is that there is a eternal spirit in the void. Okay, so that's something that's everlasting. Okay, which is the true emptiness line. Okay, so 虚空中真神的是为真高妙. Okay, all right. Okay, so that's another meaning. So the deeper meaning is this: is that our Buddha nature or true nature or that self nature, that truth is called true emptiness and marvelous. So that's the Fuxing. Okay, Fuxing is called true emptiness, marvelous existence. Okay, that's a common phrase in Buddhism, right? To talk about emptiness, okay, or Buddha nature. Okay, so the higher understanding is that our Buddha nature or true self, which is true emptiness, gives rise to immeasurable and boundless phenomena and affairs. Okay, 所以我们复性本体可以发生无量无边的现象跟事情。Okay, so 现象 means phenomena, and this means affairs, literally. Okay, or patterns. Okay, all right. So it just means everything. Okay, just right. So the key point of this first line is that this Taoist spirit is extremely marvelous, i.e., you can say Buddha nature. Okay, the essence of the Buddha nature can give rise to all phenomena and all things. Remember, okay, they 可以生发万象万事, that means all, everything. Okay, so we are all of this one essence, which is this ET. So without any differentiation, we can all achieve this. Okay, we can all be at one. In other words, okay. Remember with this, both spiritually. This empty. Because what's eternal is not this body, right? It's really emptiness. Everything is emptiness, okay, because there's no more forms, right? And yet, in this emptiness, we have this eternal spirit, or our Buddha nature, and so that's why we're at that one, okay? All right, okay. So there's no differentiation, okay? All right. Let's go to the second line. Okay. Shen Pi Zhi Men Chi Wei Tian Di Gen. Okay, so I'm going to say the gate of the mystic female. Okay, so that's the gate of the mystic female. Is called the root of heaven and earth. Heaven, earth, root. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay, so meaning the last three words of the second phrase literally means root of heaven and earth, or the source of universal creation, or all phenomena. Okay? Okay, of all phenomena. Okay? Alright. Okay, so the basic meaning of this line is that the initial level manifestation of this transcendent force called the mystic female, right? That is the miraculous ability to give rise to life, to create life, i.e. creation. Okay? So another meaning of the line is that basically the gate is the source of universal creation. Okay? Now the higher level meaning is that it's the marvelous and profound functions and uses of the essence of our Buddha nature. Okay? 奥妙和深处性本体的功能作用. Okay? Okay, another deeper meaning is it's the source or root of all phenomena, literally heaven and earth and all existence. Okay, whether living, intangible, tangible, or otherwise. Okay, so the higher understanding of this, okay, is that the source of our existence is the eternal essence of our Buddha nature. Okay, okay, so that ties up to the first one, right? To the first line. Okay, all right, that's this mystic female. Okay, so that's more. Okay, all right. Okay, so the point is this. It's very important. This line is very similar to things were phenomenal. 自信人生万法. Right? Remember? Platform Sutra, chapter 1, right? Right? Okay? When what's his name? Hui Fen, became enlightened, right? He spoke of this, right? He said five other phrases plus this, okay? So anyway, okay? So he said another phrase that's before this, but we'll talk about it at the end, okay? Alright, so that's basically it. The self nature, Buddha nature, is manifest, or is the source of all things. So 自信人生万法, right? Okay? Alright, so that's the second line. Now, this one, okay, we're almost done. Okay, we're at the last sentence, basically. Okay, so 年年若尘, right? Okay, so it means 年年 means, yeah, it means it's something that's flowing slowly, okay, or continuously, okay. Alright, so that's barely perceptible, okay. This is not exact translation word for word, but anyway, okay. So meaning the first two words, it just means it's continuous, something that's endless, okay, it's an endless flow, okay. So it's always there, okay. It just always continues, okay. And then the last two words, 若尘, it literally means as if it exists or appears to exist. 若 means as if, appears to be, seems to be. This means to exist, right? 存在的存, right? Okay, or 现成的存. Okay, so we translate barely. So it seems to exist, right? Because now it's very interesting why Lao Tzu used this. He didn't say definitely exists. See, that's very interesting, right? He didn't use the extreme, absolute term. Okay, I mean absolute, right? So anyway, and there's a reason I think we'll talk about later. Okay, the basic meaning of this phrase is basically that the source of universal creation always exists. Okay, just as the constant, continuous stream of our consciousness, creativity, thoughts, right? We all keep thinking, right? So I mean that's okay. Anyway, so humans, right? We always have thoughts, right? Consciousness, right? Okay. Anyway, all right. Okay. So that's the basic. Okay. Then another understanding is that I want to avoid using rigid or extreme terms. That's why I said he didn't say always or definitely, so he used the relative term of appears to exist, 好像成分, because thou cannot be perceived physically. See, that's one reason, right? Because he understood that this marvelous Tao, right? This marvelous Buddha nature, right? Or essence, right? Unfortunately, it's not tangible. I mean, you can't touch it, right? You can't see it, touch it, feel it, right? I mean, you can probably sense it, but when I feel it, I say feel it, I can touch, okay? So therefore, he didn't want to use an absolute extreme term. That it definitely is there. Okay, it's there. Okay, okay. So that's why he used appears or seems like. Okay, so that's why he used that. All right. Now, but there's a reason for that, and then we'll talk about it later. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So our eternal essence of Buddha nature has no birth nor death. Right. So we know that. Right. It's eternal. It always exists. But Lao Tzu describes it as appears to exist. 描绘多好相在, so as to what? Make us, allow us to understand the entire manifestation of its functions and uses and pursue the Tao by itself. To 体会, right? So we have to 体会, to, you can say realize it, understand it, ourselves. Okay, because, why? Because the Buddha nature, the previous line, the Buddha nature is very marvelous and profound, right? But it's what's going to say? Last week. It just means that because it's very profound, it's very, you can say mysterious, etc. Okay? Alright? So, Lao Tzu wanted us, was hoping learn, okay, to sort of like inspire us, if you will, to explore, to discover, to basically understand and realize for each of us. Okay, because he can't use words to describe it. That's the problem. Get it? Okay? So that's why he has to use the word appears to exist. Okay? Alright. Okay. So the deeper meaning is this. The Tao always exists constantly, continuously. That's what this represents, this line. Okay? He's talking about the Tao. Essentially the Tao. Okay? That it's always there. It's continuous, it's endless. There's no break. Okay? It's always there. Okay? Now the higher understanding is that the Tao as the source of all creation always exists. Although it is invisible or appears to be empty, but so it's called true emptiness and marvelous existence. Okay? Alright, okay. And let's look at the last phrase. Wow, we're doing good time. Okay. Alright, if you use it, it is never exhausted. Now, this is not the direct, modern use, but anyway, let's look at the first two words. This means its use, or its utilization, or just use. Okay, the use of, or application of this, of the Tao, you can say, okay? So the last word, okay, qing, literally the modern meaning, it means this. It means diligent, hardworking, industrious, okay? You're very hardworking. Okay, not lazy. You can say it's opposite of lazy. Okay? Alright. But that's not the meaning in this phrase that Lao Tzu used in that context. The ancient context is this. Okay, is to use up, to exhaust, to finish up, to be used up. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, so thus, Buqing means inexhaustible or never used up. Okay, that even in use, even as when the Buddha nature, or we can say this essence, if you will, it's constantly being, it's constantly functioning or being applied. Okay, being utilized, if you will. But it's endless. It's immeasurable. There's no limit. You can say no limit, limitless. So it's inexhaustible. Okay. I think we talked about a little bit something like this, similar to last week. Okay. All right. Chapter 5. Okay. So the basic meaning of this phrase means that, that the Tao always existed continuously, and its use is inexhaustible and limitless. So 不会穷尽. Okay, 穷尽 literally means pour to the end. It means used up to the end. Okay, used up. Okay. So this is the reference to the Tao as infinite resource. It's limitless, right? You can say it's infinite, it's limitless. Okay? Alright, okay? So for example, remember last week we talked about the more we use, the more it gives, right? The more it has, or right? That's right. Okay, the more we diligently apply the Tao, okay? The Buddha nature will not let us exhaust their functions. It's infinite. So people say, we're at a dead end. There's no more, no more options or no more methods left. That's wrong. Okay, there is, depending on the need. Okay, depending on the circumstance. Maybe that's another way of saying. Depending on the circumstance, the application of the Buddha nature is infinite. Just like, for example, our creativity. So an example, historically, right? Whenever humans or societies or civilizations, etc., we encounter, say, challenges or difficulties, etc., right, or problems, human ingenuity never fails. There's always someone, if you will, someone can always come up with some new idea, etc., right? New thoughts, new ideas, new methods, new techniques, new skills, etc., right? That's the, you can say, the example or application of our Buddha nature, right? Okay, so we should understand that, right? So it's like we always say, but it's limitless. Okay, it's like it's there's no limit. You can say, oh, I use up 30% of my Buddha nature capacity for creativity or et cetera, et cetera. No. It doesn't work that way. Okay, there's no limit. Okay, all right. It just that depends on the situation, on the condition. Okay, or challenges or et cetera. Okay, so the higher understanding of this phrase is that each one of us has this essence that has no birth and death. Okay, that gives us this infinite level of use. Okay, so the implication is this. What Lao Tzu wants to tell us is this. He wants to let us know that our Buddha nature can dictate, control, or decide, you could say, determine all phenomenal manifestations matters. Wow, that's okay. 自在福性可以主宰，主宰 means master， 凡尘的所有一切现象、一切事情。That's everything. Now, of course, how can I say? We maybe personally, each one of us may not have experienced that level at that level. But if we all are at the highest level, right, when we're at oneness, or when we reach that in the moment, like last week we talked about being in the moment, which is basically oneness, okay? In that moment, we are at one with the cosmos, with our Buddha nature is at one with everything. So everything is, you can say, is contained or is part of our Buddha nature. So therefore, you can be a master. You can control or decide, determine all phenomena, all manifestations, okay? And that's what a Buddha could do, okay? So, all right? So part of that is, their powers of the 10 liberations. We talked about that, right, before. Okay. So the key point is this. Here's what, okay? After we understand our Buddha nature, okay, the entire phenomenon is within us. It's not outside of us. It's very interesting, okay? It's the entire phenomena. You can say the cosmos, okay, is within us. The entire phenomenon is already endowed within ourselves, okay? 所以整个天地就是我们，就在我们身上，我们身上就具备了整个天地。So it's similar to, we go back to Sixth Patriarch, Platform Sutra. He said all things or phenomena are inseparable from the self nature or the true self or Buddha nature. So 一切万法不离自性, right? That's another famous. When he became enlightened, this is the very first phrase he said. Okay, very first words he said. As a matter of fact, in chapter 1. Okay, towards in the late middle part of chapter 1. Okay, of the Platform Sutra. Okay, so he said basically when he heard Fifth Patriarch mention that phrase from Diamond Sutra, okay, he basically he became enlightened, okay, and that's when he really became enlightened, okay, and then so he said this. So this is another way of saying all things is one. All things is one. One being our Buddha nature, you can say that, or you can say the Tao, okay, if you want to go to the broad level. But all is one, right? So all, 一切万法不离自性. It's not inseparable. It's not separate. Okay, so it's our Buddha nature that you can say interprets, determines, or whatever, or creates. You can say creates or manifests all phenomena. Okay, so that's all is one. Now he also said this is very. I don't want to deviate, but this is similar to this chapter. Remember, he said the self nature manifests all things, right? So basically, you can say one is all, right? So one is all is one. Okay. So he first started off by saying all is one. Okay, all is one, basically. Okay, and then he ended by saying one is also all. Okay, so both ways. So that's another way of saying that basically our Buddha nature, or this essence, if you will, contains everything, or manifests everything. Okay, and everything comes from it. same thing. I mean, it basically has the same content or same meaning as what Sixth Atrium is saying. I mean, what we're talking about, what the Buddha nature is like. Okay, all right. So that's I think that's everything, folks. So we finished like in 35, 40 minutes. So anyway, any questions? Well, this is gonna be tough. I can't hear you guys, so it's gonna be tough for me to answer any questions. All right, so
let's see.
I guess that's everything for now. So yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, you guys can type some questions if you want. We just have to be how can I say, consistent. Just understand that we humans, or you would say, all humans, it's a natural tendency, it's a natural function, you could say, that we all use our conscious mind. We all do, because we are taught, right, from a very early age, when we're born, right, our parents would say words to us, right, or show us things and make sounds to point to it. So that's how we learn. So that's all conscious. Okay, that's all our conscious mind function. All right, not our yes, Buddha nature is in the background, but the Buddha nature is not, you can say, in control. Okay, it's not in control at that time. Okay, at that point. Okay, because what the Buddha nature is, remember, the quality of the Buddha nature is very subtle. It's very how can I say? It's very subtle. It's intangible, etc., right? It's marvelous. Okay. The thing about the Buddha nature, or the trait, is that anything our conscious mind, or even that's just the mind, even our five senses, our eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and then touch, okay, can override our Buddha nature any given time. That's people say, oh, Buddha nature is weak. No, it's not that it's weak. Buddha nature is just allows anything to override it. That's you can say that's a problem, but that's the nature. That's its nature of our Buddha nature. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, that's the quality of our Buddha nature. So whenever we see something, hear something, smell something, taste something, touch something, or even think something, that will override our Buddha nature. Understand? So that's why, Lecture Liu, and if you read, all the Buddhist sutras, or most of them, and even Lao Tzu's the book of stillness, and we say stillness and quiescence, or stillness and purity, okay, Qing Jing Jing. The emphasis, or the key point is our minds have to be still, and we should not allow our five senses to take over, to be the master, to be the lead, to be the guide. Understand? Okay. And if we could do that, then our Buddha nature will be there. Well, it's always there, but then our Buddha nature will, I say, reveal itself, because there's nothing to override it, right? There's no thoughts, no conscious thoughts. There are no sensory sensations, your eyes, your ears, sounds, sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. None of that, okay, will override the natural Buddha. Now, it doesn't mean that Buddha nature doesn't use our senses. Of course it does. It still does, okay? It still does, okay? But the key is that the senses no longer is the master, it's the one in control. It's no longer the default. Maybe that's what you call it, the default, right? The default means automatic, or standard, or, automatic, yeah, default, right? It's the default. The default now becomes our Buddha nature, okay? Makes sense?
Can you hear? Kai, can you hear?
Well, another level is people say, well, how can you know everything? How could Buddha know everything? Buddha nature, right? Because obviously our conscious minds can't, right? We don't know everything, right? Right? Knowledge, from the conscious mind perspective, it's infinite, right? It's always, there's always more new discoveries, new knowledge, new information, new data, right? The key is when we are on that path towards enlightenment, we not only have to, obviously still our minds, okay? That's a, the phrase is, 一念不生, right? Do not let a thought come up, okay? Okay, alright? So if, once we could, you can say discipline and control, okay, we can control our thoughts so that, we would have just any thoughts constantly, okay? Then that will, and also the other five senses too, okay, sense of sight and stuff. So even though I see things, right, but you should not let that affect us or influence, okay, or be the master, okay. So just because we see something we like, something we hear we like, something we smell we like, etc., or we dislike, like and dislike, okay. Then we follow those instincts or those reactions. If we can not do that, okay, if we can avoid doing that, okay, then that means any sensations, through our five senses and thought will no longer control us. You can say control us, okay, and will no longer be tied down, okay, by those five sensations and plus our thoughts. Okay, then that allows the Buddha nature to reveal, or to show up, to manifest. Okay, now, but then how do we know everything? Well, we have to let that Buddha nature expand. So you say, how can it expand? Well, it is. It can be as narrow as you want it to be, or as broad or expansive as you want it to be. The reason why it's narrow right now, right, for us, is because what? We allow our human mind, or conscious mind, and our five senses, right, to take control, to take over, to override everything, right? To say, hey, when I see something I like, I like it. When I see something I dislike, I don't like it. Or when I hear something, etc., right? So we allow those senses to override everything. Okay, so therefore, what happens? The Buddha nature is very small. But what I'm trying to say is that these sensations, conscious mind, kind of like what? Wraps around the Buddha nature and ties it down. Get it? Okay? So that's the key understanding of why we must, in order to have the Buddha nature, to use our Buddha nature, you say, or it's another way of saying is to have our Buddha nature be the master. You can say that. Okay? Alright? But then it has to expand. And how do you expand? If we have no four marks of existence, right? We talked about that. Did we talk about that last week? I think last chapter, right? The 4 marks. That means differentiation, right? There's a me, my ego, my mind. Okay, I have a me. Me is the most important. Me is number 1, right? And then there's others, right? Me and you, right? And there's differentiation, there's personality, there's life, etc., etc. Okay, all those differentiation. The key is our Buddha nature does not differentiate. Okay, so that's what I mean by expand. Okay, so the Buddha nature will naturally, if we allow it to proceed, will naturally encompass everything. Okay, and so therefore everything is part of the Buddha nature. Okay, so that's the you can say the progress or the process of how one can start to become allow the Buddha nature to to be their master, and then to expand and encompass the whole cosmos. Okay, and that's the oneness. Okay, that means not only are you one. I mean, you're the individual, but you and everything, all phenomena, all anything is all part of. You can say part of you in that respect, right? All part of our Buddha nature. Okay, so attachment is another. So we should not be attached to any type of views or any type of thought, any type of sensations, etc., etc. Okay, because that's what hinders our Buddha nature from taking over. Okay, all right. So Buddha nature has no attachment. All right, it's just everything is one, and one is everything. Okay, so that's the way it is.